Welcome to the Wish Collaboration Conferencing Service. Please enter your conference ID and press the pound key. The conference will begin when the next party joins.
Festival food.
I wish I had some control over the music. It's real bad. No, this is the whole internet is set up bad, so. They set up it's very annoying to the board members as they come in too.
Yeah.
I've gotten a lot of dirty looks. Yep. Oh, you want to click that image up? Okay. Yeah, so.
I figured I just had this set up for here for you.
No, I appreciate that. So this,
And I didn't know how you do that.
just do a full screen on this.
Yep. I just click this button. Yep, there it is.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep, I'll just basically, as soon as we finish, I'll switch that, grab my stuff, and come back and lock it in there.
Yeah.
Hi there. Can I confirm who's on the line?
Tom.
Supervisor Holm, is that you?
Hello, it's Mark.
Thank you very much. We'll get started in a moment.
Go ahead and call a special meeting of the Polk County Board of Supervisors to order. Roll call.
Holm,
Here.
Hawkins-Smith,
Here.
Connolly,
Here.
Altringer,
Here.
McCoy.
Here. Resolutions.
Number 2, resolution approving funding for Polk County food programs.
I'll move it.
Second.
I'd like to, Chair McCoy, I'd like to offer an amendment.
Sure.
I know the resolution is for $1 million, and last week, or I guess it was this week, we'd all talked about it. I'd suggested $2 million, and we didn't get there for that, so I'm gonna offer an amendment for at least $500,000 more than $1 million to cover some of the admin costs, because I know that with this increase of dollars that we're putting into the food bank, DMARC, and that they also are spending a lot of money on increased staffing that they have to do, overtime. It takes a lot just to move the food. And I think they can explain that if you want to talk to them or have any comments from anybody in the audience. But I know just not the food, it costs money to ramp up, and they're I'm sure, grateful for what we're doing, but they are under the gun getting this food out as quickly as possible. So if there's a way that we could at least help with admin costs, and if they don't use all the admin costs, it certainly can go back to food.
I'm going to ask Frank to talk a little bit about where we are on the process and how we identified and arrived at the $1 million number, and then as it relates to how we're monitoring the situation going forward. So
sure. So we did do some internal analysis on that 1 million and identified that is for this point in time being the largest return for our investment. I was directed to have these funds solely for the purchase and procurement of food. That being said, the organizations themselves can manage their internal resources and allocate it how they need, operations to be most efficient. We also identify that there might be some diminishing returns by additional dollars right now, because these funds are to address what's going on at the federal level with S.N.A.P benefits. Those, once reinstated, will be retroactive. So that was in part why we weren't allocating additional dollars, because the retroactive nature of those S.N.A.P benefits will fully be funded once the government does reopen. So this was, which a couple people had quoted as we worked on this, the biggest bang for our buck at this dollar amount. But as I mentioned last meeting, this is part and parcel of a much larger project that we're working on to address food insecurity. There's no silver bullet, there's no perfect number, but for right now, with all of our partners, we felt this made the most sense, and so that's why we are recommending it to you today.
Okay.
Well, like I said, I'm offering a friendly amendment, and I have it on the floor. If nobody wants to second it, so be it.
I will absolutely second the motion, Supervisor Connolly. It's Supervisor Hawkins-Smith. I move to increase by $500,000.
$500,000 for administration
Additionally,
costs.
for above the $1 million.
You know what, I would need to see what numbers look like. To me, $500,000 for $1 million of food moving in, I think, what do we figure? That's 473 pounds of food. Like, we are trying to make sure that people aren't going hungry, that kids are being fed. I'd hate to think that it would cost
I don't want it all to go to $500,000. I just think I want to raise it to 1.5 million, and we can figure out how much they need for admin costs.
Well, I'd feel more comfortable leaving it at the million now. It looks like an issue that we are continuing to evaluate. There's some refund coming back once or what do you call, back pay that comes
The
in at the end,
retroactive.
the retroactivity.
Yeah.
Until I had a better understanding of what those overhead charges are, I want to make sure that the money goes to the food.
I certainly understand your position, Supervisor Altringer, but it's been moved and seconded. I'd ask for a roll call.
It is a debatable motion, and she's merely debating the item on the floor, so.
Supervisor Conley moved it and I seconded it, so we need a roll call.
It is a debatable motion, and that's what's occurring, so the debate will continue. I would just say that, you know, I think it's really important to, this situation continues to be fluid. What I would say is that it's important to point out that currently the county is contributing around $5 million or more in support of food programs for Polk County residents. This would add an additional $1 million to the immediate need, and then come 2 weeks from now, we'll be back together to evaluate where we are. And at that time, if we need to add an additional $500,000, I think we can do that at that time. So I think moving forward today with the million, knowing we're going to be back together in 2 weeks is appropriate. But we'll go ahead and ask for a roll call record on this amendment.
Holm?
No.
Hawkinsmith?
Yes.
Connolly?
Yes.
Altringer?
No.
McCoy?
No. Now we are considering our original resolution for $1 million in immediate food program assistance.
I think you have a motion and a second already.
We have a motion and second on that. Okay. Roll call.
Holm?
Yes.
Hawkinsmith?
Yes.
Connolly?
Yes.
Altringer?
Yes.
McCoy?
Yes. At this time, I would entertain a motion to adjourn the special meeting.
Moved. Second.
Moved.
Roll call.
Holm?
Yes.
Hawkinsmith?
Yes.
Connolly?
Yes.
Altringer?
Yes.
McCoy?
Yes.
You are the last party in the conference.
Marcus, how are you?
support our most vulnerable residents by providing essential food supplements and supporting our food pantry network. Services that Polk County has provided directly through our 2 pantries that Polk County runs, our commodity supplement food program, our senior congregate meal program, free evening community meals, and home delivered meals for qualified seniors and disabled adults. That all makes up that $5 million that I mentioned in the meeting. Polk County has also provided support for other agencies providing food assistance throughout Polk County using our grants fund. Given where we are with S.N.A.P. today and given the federal shutdown and what we know going forward, we know that 25,000 of our residents are impacted, 25,000 households, and about 50,000 of our residents are impacted, which has created a huge spike, which I think you're going to hear about when we hear from Food Bank of Iowa and DMARC today, talking about what they're seeing in their networks. So what we know is today the board voted unanimously to approve $1 million in funding. We're going to be back together in 2 weeks. We're going to be monitoring this situation. Of the million that we appropriated today, 750,000 will go to the Food Bank of Iowa, 230,000 to DMARC, and then 20,000 to Caring Hands. Currently, Washington, D.C. is broken. Things aren't working for the people that need the help the most. Congress's failure to fund the government is creating some risk for our most vulnerable residents. People that are in need of both housing, energy assistance, and food assistance, and they're really the least among us. So as we monitor the situation over the next couple weeks, given where things are and what feedback we get from our partners, we will make other decisions related to additional action that the county will need to take if we need to take it at that time. At this time, I believe that my vice chair has a word that she would like to say, and then we're going to hear from Tammy Nielsen from Food Bank of Iowa.
I didn't come with the prepared remarks, but I do want to thank the partners that we have here today. Listen, this is a countywide issue. I represent District 2. I represent a lot of the rural areas, and I'm hearing from my constituents about the impact and all the other good works that we do in the county. Well, they're hard for people to appreciate or really respond to if they're hungry. And so we want to make sure that kids, and like we said, the most vulnerable are being fed. We know that this is just a portion of what the food is that's being lost, but we're certainly trying to put our effort in to make this a better place and work within the county, all 4 corners of the county. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt, and thank you to the Board of Supervisors for your ongoing commitment to feeding Polk County. We are grateful to receive this immediate support at a time of need when so many of our neighbors are navigating the loss of S.N.A.P. benefits, and the charitable food system is being stretched to its limits trying to meet an unprecedented demand. At Food Bank of Iowa, it's our mission to make sure everyone has the nutrition they need to thrive. We are here not only to provide food and hope, but to help build a stronger community. That's a responsibility each of us carries, and the weight of it somehow becomes a little more manageable when it's shared. Right now, we have more than 200 Polk County partners that are served by Food Bank of Iowa. We deliver 4 full truckloads of food each day, 5 days a week, to these partners during regular times. Now, our partners are seeing some community members visit them for the very first time. People who have never before visited a pantry and are understandably worried about how to keep food on the table. They are joined by others who are visiting pantries and meal sites more frequently because the hard times just got harder, and options are fewer without their SNAP benefits. As our partners continue to serve record numbers of neighbors and their food needs continue to increase, we will be there for them. We've ordered more food, we have an additional driver on the road, and we have enlisted the help of volunteers to pull the immense orders that continue to grow. So on behalf of everyone at the food bank, our partners, and the neighbors they serve, thank you to the Polk County community for acting swiftly and with compassion to care for our most vulnerable, including hardworking families, seniors, veterans, and children. This infusion of resources truly means more than you can ever know. And now I'd like to hand it off to my friend and fellow hunger fighter, Kathy Underhill, the CEO of DMARC.
Thank you, Tammy. And we are so grateful to the Board of Supervisors. I think that Polk County is really living up to its tagline of leading the way today. Certainly Polk County is leading the way in ensuring that all of our neighbors are fed. I have had the privilege of being out in the pantry at the D Market on the south side every day this week. Yesterday I was helping a woman who was due to give birth in 5 days shop. She had never stepped foot in a pantry before, and was able to say, I'm really glad that you found us. You know, that you can go into this season of your life with food in your cupboards. We're seeing, as Tammy said, more people that have never come before, so really welcoming them and having, explaining how to shop at a food pantry to them. And I know that all of our partners in the DMARC network are seeing increased need. In fact, Monday we broke our 50-year record. Tuesday we broke that record. We saw 2,975 Polk County residents come through our doors. But because of this gift, we're going to be able to keep ensuring people, when people come in and they're nervous and they see a line, to be able to say to them, we will have food for you. Do not worry. Be patient. There is food. And Polk County is ensuring that we can keep saying that, and we're just so grateful. So thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions at this time for either speakers or myself?
Government has said that it will start funding SNAP benefits at like 65% of the member benefits. Do you have any idea of the timeline for that and what you're doing in the meantime with the carry through of that when we
Well, what we're being told by the folks that are representing us is that it is a fluid issue right now, and when that money will actually show up in the account, because it's an apportioned money, and they claim they have to create an algorithm to apportion it to the people based upon a percentage, that money can show up anywhere from 7 to 10 days, and we just don't know what that will look like. And so because this is fluid and because people are concerned about where their food will come from, they're hitting the food banks now because they know that obviously it may take time before they receive their benefits. So we hope they'll move quickly. We hope they'll pass a continuing resolution, and we hope they'll fund this program. But until that happens, we need an immediate infusion of cash, and the check is cut from Polk County, and it will go out the door immediately. And so that's the good news.
You mentioned the county already provided $5 million for food services in the county. That's a lot of money. Why provide an extra million, and where does it come from?
So the extra million that we identified is based on, because it wasn't in our budget, it was based upon some interest earning dollars that we identified, that we had earned more interest than we expected. And so we're using those dollars because it's a non-budgeted item. The $5 million that I mentioned that we provide every year is a budgeted item. So, but if we have to come back and dig deeper and find more dollars, which we're prepared to do, we will do that.
How long do you expect this million to last?
I was told we're going to buy roughly 473,000 pounds of food. Is that as it relates to the overall network, that will last a while, but again, it's only a piece of what the Feeding America contract is doing and where your funds are being derived, and I'll let you address that from that standpoint.
Well, we serve about 1 million pounds into Polk County every month on a regular month. And so this, this extra $1 million going into Polk County we are so grateful for it because the need has skyrocketed, as everyone has said. You know, we've got guys coming in at 5 in the morning to pull orders. You know, we're paying overtime. We've got an extra truck on the road. We're doing everything we can. But again, for us, none of that was budgeted either. And so we're all doing the best we can. We have the best partners, and we are just grateful for the county's support that we're receiving today. We are just thrilled to have this kind of support.
Could you contextualize that in the number of people that are being served now, and what the gap is for what, how much Polk County is going into the gap, and how much more in the city today?
Well, monthly, we serve about 91,000, or, you know, I think last month it was about 95,000, 91,000 people the month before. And those are duplicated numbers. So if a person visits Kathy's Pantry and then goes and visits another pantry in Ankeny, we count that as 2 visits. So we know that there were at least 95,000 visits to our partners just in the month of October.
Is there, you talked about leading the way, is there an idea that the state or other counties should step up similarly to support the rest of the state of Iowa as this is happening elsewhere?
Well, Food Bank of Iowa covers 55 counties. Polk, of course, is the largest and most populated. We welcome funding from all sources. We are 100% donor funded, and we do receive USDA support in the form of food. However, that food, the amount of food we get from the USDA has dwindled by a lot. It's currently only about 10% of our inventory. So right now, we are spending more per month on purchased food to make up just that gap than we did the entire year of 2019. And so that monthly food budget has gone off the rails because, there was, the need rose, prices rose, and now the S.N.A.P interruption. And so it's just been a storm of events that have created the situation that we are in right now. Mm-hmm.
There was also a call for more support to cover operational costs. Is that something you kind of mentioned that briefly, drivers, things like that?
Sure, yeah. So our operational cost per pound right now is about 32 cents. And so for every pound that we, deliver out the door, it costs us 32 cents. And so there is an operational cost in moving the food and getting it out to the folks who need it. And so we're grateful for the food budget to purchase food for the additional need in Polk County at this time. But there are, of course, costs associated that the food bank will have to absorb, and we'll continue to fundraise and reach out to our donors to, fill that gap as well.
What kind of delegates have called on Governor Kim Reynolds to provide more state funding to food pantries and new federal funding? What are your responses to that?
So what I will say is, this is an extraordinary time. We have never faced a situation in 68 years where the S.N.A.P benefits that families rely on have been eliminated or reduced overnight. And so exceptional times call for exceptions to policies and finding dollars that are available. We would encourage all the partners in government at the state and local level to do what they can to step up. As I indicated, Washington is broken, and when Washington is broken, we have to step up and do what we need to do at the local level, and that's what we're doing today. We went through similar situations during COVID, and we will rise to the occasion. I really believe that local government exists to provide to the least among us in situations of extraordinary times, and that's what we're doing.
There have been federal conversations about is it possible for local governments to take over from federal government?
You know, the annual impact is massive in the state of Iowa, and at the local level, it represents $9 million. Those 25,000 households represents $9 million per month, and local government has no ability to fill that whole gap. But we can be part of the solution, and obviously, I think it's imperative that the people in Washington know that the people that are caught in the middle are caught in the middle as it relates to not only food nutrition, but we had a similar meeting on our housing issue with the benefits that come through HUD, and we're having a similar conversation about LIHEAP and low-income energy assistance as we move into winter months. These are challenging times, and this is when we need our federal government to work. And so we urge them to come together to resolve the differences and to put a bill forward that will continue to fund the government.
Two more questions for me. Sorry, could you just contextualize again, like, how much of the gap is still left that without S.N.A.P, without giving $1 million, how much is left to try to fill it?
Oh, okay. I don't know what your challenge is.
Well, I can tell you for every one meal that the charitable food system provides, S.N.A.P provides 9. And so we're missing 9 meals right now for folks. And so where we provide the 1 meal, now we're tasked with, in addition to that, providing those 9. And it's a huge gap. It's something that the charitable food system cannot, fill that gap completely. And so there is an enormous issue with those S.N.A.P funds not being administered. And it will continue to be a serious issue for us.
Last question for you, which is, can you paint me a picture of what it looks like for staff and for volunteers that are working through X now to meet the need?
What it looks like right now is, I think people are on edge because we don't have an end date in sight. So my staff has done an incredible job stepping up this week and last, as have the staff and volunteers at all the pantries in our network. Unbelievable. Nobody's complaining. Nobody is, saying, oh, this is too much, I can't do it. But, you can only sprint for so long. And I think that's my fear is as the shutdown continues to drag on, how long can we go at this pace? Just from a staffing and volunteer perspective. I would say if people feel like they have the time to volunteer, check in with pantries and ask about volunteer opportunities. And see what their most critical needs are. Like we are doing a lot of home delivery right now of groceries. So have, for example, a need for that. So just saying, these are the hours I'm available. What can I do to help you would just be huge. But I think the staff are in good spirits. I will say it's very, it's hard because I see the pantry every day. I've been in there stocking shelves every day this week. And just the atmosphere is much more tense in the waiting room. As we tell people, like, it's okay, we know the line is a little bit longer, but we will get to you and you will get food. You see people's shoulders kind of come down. But it's definitely, it's a different emotional level right now, for sure.
Well, thank you. Appreciate you being here today.